Oh my god.
Um, can can we say just really quick that Mars,
23.
knowing Octavian, just sort of at one point sat up in his chair and was just like, "What the fuck am I doing? Why did I let Octavian go by himself?"
Well, at this point, you hear a knock at the door, and I'll say it's been a few hours. Octavian, they don't strip search you. They say, just don't get any trouble, and they lock you in a cell. Mars, you hear knocking at the door, and you see, as you open it, you see Tulpa and maybe 3 guards. And Tulpa's like, Master Mars, I was attacked on my way to the city. I don't know what happened, but the person responsible has been arrested. They say that they knew your mother, and they had that journal you showed me, and I don't know what to think. He goes, I sent the letter, however. And he goes, but I think I'll retire to my room for now. And Tulpa, his arm has been...
What did they look like?
He goes, well, at first they were a flaming skull on a horseback, Mercury. And then they turned into an elven woman. And then, well, it kind of...
Octavian.
The guard's like, do you know this person, Master Mars?
Wouldn't they also know Octavian? I feel like he's enough of a menace even before he was a skeleton.
Yeah, I'll say
the guards would recognize me when I get, and knowing if they know me, they probably know I hang out with Octavian.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Octavian.
Wait, he gave you a fake name and it was just Octavia? And you guys didn't piece together that this menace was Octavian?
We haven't seen him in years. We thought he was dead.
We thought he was dead! Remember that month-long celebration we held when we all thought Octavian had died? The giant wooden effigy we built in the middle of town, and then we burned it to the ground.
All right, well...
Have I attuned to the ring?
At this point, yes, you've attuned to the ring.
Excellent.
Oh, fuck.
So, Mars, they're like, just
Oh.
come into town with us. We'll sort this all out. Tulpa was hurt pretty bad, so you might want to let him rest for a while. And Tulpa heads up the stairs back to his room.
Before we let him just go, I'm going to cast a healing spell on him real quick. Just a basic cure wounds.
Okay. His arm is still broken, however, but the pain seems to be lessened.
I think you need less, or I think it's lesser restoration.
It's lesser restoration. If you're missing a limb, it's greater.
Yeah.
But just a broken
I have
arm.
lesser restoration. I did. Does not look like I have lesser restoration prepared at the moment.
All right. Well, he takes a healing.
Oh, I have greater restoration.
That would easily fix it, but I don't know.
Oh, my sciatica, it's healed. Not only do you fix his arm, but like the glaucoma is also healed.
Oh, but wait, I can't cast it because I haven't had a long rest yet.
I was gonna say it's been a. So Tulpa, you have it for later, but Tulpa heads upstairs and he goes, I did, however, deliver the letter, Master Mars.
Thank you, and
He goes, also, one of the horses I was riding did buck me off and is somewhere out alone at this point. I don't know if it'll return home. It might, but just keep your eyes open for it.
all of our horses, unless it was a new horse, all of our horses are very well trained. It should return on its own at some point.
He nods and says, yes, just, it was spooked pretty badly. And he heads upstairs. And the guards are like, just come with us and sort this all out in town, Mars.
All right, I get my own trusty steed, Apollo.
All right, and they lead you back to town. And you see that there's now a crowd gathered outside the barracks, and you see the guard captain's like, people, it's all under control.
There's screaming coming from inside the building.
The other guard's like, shut up, shut up. You see
everybody's just like, oh.
Yeah, you see the crowd like, oh, and you see the guard captain like, oh.
He's supposed to be dead.
The guard captain is like, oh, fuck. And she kind of
At
looks
this
to you.
point, I'm invisible in the jail cell.
You're still screaming.
Yes.
The guards have surrounded the jail cell, weapons out, kind of shaking like, what is going on? The guard captain walks in with Mars.
Octavian!
Yeah. She goes,
I'll pop into existence, but I don't look like the woman anymore. I look like my living self again.
all right. She
Yes.
kind of like, the guard captain nudges you, Mars, and says, how about we just leave him in there for a couple days, just to teach him a lesson?
Okay, you guys want to babysit him?
She kind of like, you see her eyes go
3
wide.
square meals a day.
Her eyes go wide and says, you know what? How about you just take him and not come back? That
What
works
crime
for
have
us.
I committed?
Fisting.
They kind of unlock the door, and you see the guards have all crossed their arm. They're not looking at you. They're like, oh god, we thought it was over.
I'm going to very jauntily step out of the cell, close it behind me.
Some of the people at that festival just are like, the evil has been defeated.
Yeah.
But they let you go.
Yes.
And they're like, just Octavian, please. It's a sleepy little town. We don't get much trouble.
You don't get much fun either.
That
People will be
isn't.
talking about this for years.
Yes, and it's not a good fun when people are
Why?
bursting into flames and people are breaking their arms.
Was
and
anyone harmed?
Tulpa, he broke his
In
arm.
town. In town.
They're like, no.
Tulpa!
He broke his arm out on the road. And that wasn't my fault.
Technically,
It was entirely your fault. You
They're-
knocked him off his horse.
I didn't knock him off. He fell off.
the guard captain's like, technically, no one in town was hurt.
That's right.
But I'd like to just keep the peace and quiet.
Oh. Same old, am I right, Mars? Boring people doing boring little lives.
She goes, just get out of my town.
All right.
Fucking manners.
I'm gonna pull something out of my pocket with minor illusion. It's going to be like this tiny little like multi-armed entity that's just like it's like a mouth, like a ball with a mouth on it with like hands, and it's gonna be like
Okay.
I'm gonna toss it into the air and it's going to explode. And I'm just going to say, all right, I've done it. I've destroyed the mischief.
They've all drawn their swords at this point, and they're like, just please leave.
All right. Well, I do need to talk to Hephaestus.
Just don't burst into flames. Don't
I'm not going to burst into flames.
throw mischief around.
Well, I can't promise that.
I can't promise that.
And she goes, just and she just turns and heads up to her office.
I'm gonna blow her a kiss.
The other guards are like half shoving you, half ushering you out of the building.
Goodbye, boys. I love you. Each and every one of you.
You see the crowd outside is like gathered, and they all got this look of fear on their face.
Hey, everybody.
And they all like you see children start to cry, and you see the women and the men kind of turn like
I thought he was dead. I thought he was too, honey. Don't look.
they
You just walk out of the guardhouse like that one gif of like the black girl showing up and she's just
Yeah.
like,
Just like
and
that.
then just jauntily
Good eating
walking
grin.
out.
Yes.
But the crowd starts to disperse as the guards usher them off.
You are gonna help me find the horse that Tulpa lost
That's
because
fine.
of you.
That's fine.
All right, are you gonna go to Hephaestus first?
Yes, we need to go see Hephaestus.
Okay.
He wasn't present when I revealed myself as Octavian, right?
No, he was not present.
Okay.
That
When I
would-
go to
you-
the door, I'm gonna be like, hello? Hello? Hello, hi?
The door opens and you see the dwarf kind of sitting there, eyes glazed over. He goes, "Oh, what? Oh God."
I was informed my sister was here earlier.
It was him in disguise.
That's right.
He goes,
Now,
"Hello, Mars. Hello, Octavian.
hello, Hephaestus. Long
Good.
time no see.
Now I understand how you had Miss Juno's journal."
Yes. She gave it to me.
He's
He's-
dead, and we took it off of her corpse.
That's right.
Okay. You see his eyes go wide and say, what happened?"
She did this to me, and I'm going to slowly remove the illusion to make my skull face appear.
You see him, he like takes a couple steps back and throws his hands up and says,
She did this, and now we're trying to undo it. And I'm going to like lower my hand back down and put my normal living face back on.
Mars with his head in his hands and it's just like,
We
I
have
can
to
assure
undo
you,
it.
I can assure you, he is only just about as much of a menace as he was when he was alive. He's not any more dangerous.